Life, animals. We know so many things about them, but one thing we often wonder is if they had police, how would that work? Let's take a look. This tiger is just minding his own business when all of a sudden the police arrive.
Hold it right there. You're surrounded. Don't move a muscle.
Please, fellas, I got this.
Please,
Sir,
I don't want any trouble. Just
Put
leave
the
me
weapon
alone.
down.
I have kids.
It doesn't
a
have to go
family.
down like
Please,
this.
just let me go.
Sir, we can't do that.
What did I do?
You've
Please,
broken the
just
law.
tell me. I'm
Your
sorry.
kids? They're right
My
here.
kids?
You wouldn't want to do this in front of them, would you?
I'm so sorry.
Shoot him! Shoot him now!
Please.
Next time, maybe think twice before you jaywalk, bitch. Yeah, that skit went farther than it should have. What the What is up, gamers? It's your boy Legless Larry back here again, and today we are back with another episode of Movie Good, Movie Bad, Movie Kinda Iffy, una papati. Yeah, try doing that in the editing, you freaking nerd face butt nugget little child boy. By no demand whatsoever, we are doing the 2016 furry fan film Zootopia, and you know it's a movie that is true. Is it a bad movie? No. I actually enjoy this movie. It's got a lot of fun jokes. I do, in fact, hate when they say toot toot. And they say it a lot. Because it's like a joke that happens in the beginning. And it's like, oh, haha, he's all cute and he's a grown man. But they say toot toot a lot. And I don't like it. I do not like the way they say toot toot. But besides that, the movie is fun. It's got a lot of references to other things, such as Breaking Bad. That's bonus points. I love that show. Will we ever review TV shows? I don't know, you tell me. You know, they've also got references to The Godfather and a bunch of other Disney movies, such as Wreck-It Ralph is even referenced in here. Like, it's pretty insane. And, you know, props to them. Props to them for that. Let's get right into rating this movie, this trip, this introduction into furrianism. So the movie starts off, we got our main character, Judy Hopps. As the name implies, she is something that hops, and we gotta love that. So, you know, she wants to be a police officer. Everyone makes fun of her. You know, she gets scratched by this fox that might come in later. Her whole family is just massively racist to fox. Like, just foxes. Just all of them. Like, they're like, they see a fox and they punch that in the face. They're like, what did the fox say? They said it didn't say crap because we muzzled that little hoe. They spit on him. Like, no. Foxes aren't it, alright? Judy wants to be a police officer, and no one believes in her, alright? And she ends up going to the police academy, gets top in her class, alright? Gets a job in Zootopia, the place she was always wanted to work because there's peace and harmony and blah blah blah, you know, you love it, you love it. Yeah, so she goes there, okay? She goes to Zootopia, and it's not really what she expects. She ends up working as a meter maid. You know, she just kind of gives people tickets for not paying their freaking toll thing. You know what I'm talking about, the little thing. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. You know. And, you know, Judy, she realizes, like, you know, my life sucks. Like, this isn't what I thought it'd be, you know, and then all of a sudden this weasel just, like, action starts happening, right? And this guy's like, I thought you were a cop, help me out. And so she starts chasing this guy down who just stole all these moldy onions. Okay? Starts chasing him down, chasing him through this little rodent town, ends up saving the life of this tiny little mouse thing. I don't know what the hell she is. Like, she got nice hair though. I'll give her that. So, that may or may not come back in later. Just kidding. So, she saves him, turns the guy in. Boss is heated, bro. He's like, Judy, what I tell you? You're a little meter maid, alright? You aren't supposed to leave your post. We have people who are supposed to take care of this stuff, and it ain't you. You destroyed so much property, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, but she BOGO. And then I'm gonna stop it there, okay? Because it's... Don't ever look Zootopia up on Google. Alright, that's gonna come into my review, by the way. Alright, it's losing points for all of that. We're not getting into it right now. Alright, so continuing on. Then this Mrs. Otterton is missing her husband. As we learned earlier in the movie, there had been missing predators going all over Zootopia, okay? And so they've been trying to find him, right? And she's coming in, she's like, my husband, he never run away like this. We have kids and stuff. Like, yeah, well, everyone says that, okay? He probably went to go get milk and he won't be back forever, okay? But anyway, Judy's like, oh, I'll find your husband. And she goes like, what the hell you said, Judy? And she's all like, I'll find it. And then so she puts her whole career on, if she doesn't find Emmett Otterton in 48 hours, she's done. You know, done with the police. She's out, gonzo, deleted, bogus. All right. So she's given the case file to find this dude. And the only thing they have is one picture and nothing else. And also Judy's not in the system yet, which means that she basically can't do anything. It's plot crap, okay? Like, let's be honest. There's no other reason. Plot. And so she ends up seeing a little tail and a popsicles shaped like paws, sold by none other than Nick Wilde, a fox, okay? And she ran into this fox earlier when she saw that the elephants were being racist to him, even though the whole reason she went in was because she was being racist to him, thinking he was going to do some shifty crap, and then was about to pepper spray him for just standing there. But no, she puts the elephants to shame for just like snorting peanuts and crap like that, you know, things that police do. And then gets him his giant jumbo pop for his little elephant son. And they go about their day, and then she follows him and realizes, oh, he was a con artist and he conned me into getting him a jumbo pop so he can make popsicles and give them to little rodents for like $2. Yep. And then sell the wooden sticks to lumbering rats, or mice, or just rodents, just little furry, little, you know. I just sold them to him. He said it's redwood, which is not wrong. It was redwood. And so she's like, I know that tail, I know those popsicles, because obviously only one person ever sells those, and there's obviously only ever one fox in this movie. So she goes and finds him, and he's like, I'm not gonna help you. And she's like, well, you failed to do your taxes right, and so if you don't help me, you're going to jail. And he's like, uh-oh, and she records it all in this little pin. Pin's kind of important. It basically saves the whole movie every time something goes wrong. And so she has this little pin. She's like, alright, you need to help me go find where this dude's at, right? And so he takes her to this establishment where Emmett typically goes. And this establishment is what you would call a naturalist establishment. Why they decided to include this in a children's movie, I do not know. Yes, it's funny, right? Because it's like, oh, animals don't wear clothes, so nudist animals would just be normal animals for us. But I've seen what's on Google, man. Y'all up. Y'all just messed up in the head, alright? You took these little children's animals and you made it weird. I'm scarred, like, genuinely. Y'all are lucky you didn't have to see what I had to see. I just wanted a thumbnail, and I got nightmares instead. And also a thumbnail. But that's not besides the point, okay? I saw things. And you know what? I'm just gonna blur this. I have to blur this whole scene, alright? It's basically just like erotic through and through. There's so much just bouncing and jiggling and flapping. It's like wet. So much. Today they get this license plate number from the people, and she realizes, oh, I'm not in the system, and you know that's still being used as plot crap. And so then she needs to have Nick do it, and he's like, well, I got the fastest dude up in the DMV. You know, he's quicker than lightning. So fast. And his name is Flash, so you know he's quick. Alright, so they get in there, and it turns out the DMV is full of sloths. Haha, funny. DMVs are super freaking slow. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. DMV is so slow. Real funny. So comedy good. It actually is pretty funny. They're super slow. So that, you know, and it turns out Flash is not fast, and especially because Nick keeps distracting him. So by the time they get out of there, it's like straight midnight, and they have their license plate number, and it's in Tundra Town. This limo, all this. They find it, and they go inside, and bam, the whole back of it's destroyed. They're like, if he was in here, bro, he got messed up. All right, and then 2 polar bears pull up, and they go to this Godfather dude's place, right? And him and Nick aren't really on good standing because Nick sold him a skunk butt rug. And then I got to thinking, how did he sell him a skunk's butt rug when a skunk butt rug would be made from a skunk's butt? Meaning they skinned a skunk. And if everybody who's an animal in this universe is just a normal person, right? He skinned another living thing, like just a dude, right? It's just straight dude. Like they were probably just talking, and he just murdered him and took his skin. And what are their clothes made out of? Are they all vegans? Where are the people? Anyway, so he sold him that, so they're obviously not on good standing. So he's like, ice him. And then his daughter walks in. She's like, oh my god, Daddy, you said no one was gonna get iced. And he's like, baby, I'm working. She's like, Daddy. Oh wait, I know that girl. You know, the little rodent's the one that Judy saved. So, you know, they go on and they get free. Awesome. And he tells them about the limo driver who drove the limo, and they go to visit him, and it's this Jaguar dude, and he's all like, yep, I'll let you guys in, I'll tell you everything I know, you know, I'll help you out. And he closes the door to unlatch it because it's one of those like iCarly sort of ones. It's like, oh shit, you know what I'm talking about, the chain ones. As it happens, they hear a scuffle inside, and they're like, yo dude, are you okay? And then bam, he busts out. He's gone primal because that's like a big thing. It's pretty crazy. They're like, why is this dude acting like this? Like, and he busts out, and he's all crazy now, and he's like, I'm gonna eat you. He doesn't say that, but he's just growling at him. He starts chasing them, and they fall off this bridge thing into this net, and then they're both just dangling there, and then the police arrive, and you know, he's gone. Even though they like handcuffed him to the bridge before they fell off, now he's gone. They have no evidence, and Chief Bogo doesn't believe her, and he's like, you're fired, you're done. And then Nick Wilde's like, well, actually, her 48 hours is not up, so we still have time, and we're gonna go to this place to do this. And then Judy's like, thank you so much for helping me out. And he's like, yeah, no problem, Judy. Yeah, they figure out that if he went missing, that these canopy cameras would have caught it, so they go down to figure it out. And then, you know, the assistant mayor, she pulls up, and she's like, oh yeah, I can help you guys out. And so they're looking through the cams. They see that these wolves took them, right? The Jaguar was talking about night howlers before he went all crazy, And so they're like, night howlers, wolves, that makes sense now. And so they follow these traffic cams, figure out where they went. They go there, they find all of the animals, and they're all just going straight crazy, and nobody knows why. And then the actual mayor's there, and he's like, you need to figure this out. Chief Bogo doesn't know, nobody knows, it's only me and you, doctor. And then Judy and Nick end up escaping, and they get the police there. Everyone gets arrested. All the animals go into like habilitation, and they're like, we don't know why all this is happening. All we know is that they're all predators, and it's in the genes because predators are bad. And then everyone starts being racist to predators. Like, they're like, oh, you're a predator? Well, predators are bad, okay? And predators are bad, just so you know, okay? If you're a predator, you're gross, bro. And so, you know, Nick gets mad about this. He's like, why would you say that? And she's like, well, I didn't mean it that way. And he's like, don't think I didn't notice that box repellent you have on you that you were going to shoot me with like 90 times. And he's like, are you scared of me? And he just goes, and he literally just goes, ugh. And then she instantly reaches for it and like unclips it like she's about to, like, why are you so jumpy? He barely even moved. So he's like, yeah, that's what I thought. And he leaves, rips out like a little badge sticker he had on, and bam, we out. So she goes back home on the farm where everyone said she'd end up. And then that's the end of the movie. That's the end. Yeah. Just kidding. Then this Gideon Gray guy comes, you know, he like beat the crap out of her as a kid and was a real jerk. He's also the only other fox in the whole movie. And they start talking about these dumb flowers that apparently like turns people like all crazy and savage, and like her mom got bit one time, and they start going into a lot of detail about how deep it was. Again, just stop talking about these kind of things because they're messing with my mindset. That Google's. So, she goes back and she finds Nick and she's like, hey, I'm sorry about everything, but you gotta help me. I know the night howlers are a flower now, like, please, please. And she starts crying, and he's all like, you're an idiot, you're an idiot. Like, he starts playing on the pen because she gave it back to him before she left. So she figures out that the night howlers are actually a plant, right? And that those onions that were being smuggled were actually the flower, not really onions, you know, the onions back from the beginning. And so they find this weasel guy. He's selling all those random off-brand movies that you get from like Redbox when like your mom goes out and you're like, can you see if they have Ratatouille there? And instead she gets Ratatouille. You know, just those kind of movies. So they figure out like where he was gonna give those to and meet at this drop spot that this guy has. Yet his whole operation is at this drop spot. Like, how dumb do you have to be to make your drop spot where your order of operations is? This guy obviously isn't that smart. They go in there, his name's Doug, if that tells you anything about his character. No offense to anyone named Doug, but you're automatically just not smart. I'm sorry, Doug. Don't be a Doug. If your name's Doug, change it, okay? They go into this place and it's straight Breaking Bad style instantly. Every time I see it, I'm like, this is just Breaking Bad. And then he's like, oh, Jesse and Walter are here. And I'm like, okay. They straight name drop them, bro. Okay, so Jesse and Walter are in this universe. And I don't think it's the two who opened the door because they look nothing like Jesse and Walter. And they would be the ones cooking, not this Doug dude. So they end up fighting them. They take this case for evidence. All the rest of it blows up. They're running through the museum. And all of a sudden the assistant mayor's there. And she's like, hey guys, came to help, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, wait, how'd you know? And she's like, it was me all along. I'm going to kill you all. And then she takes the little gun and she's like, I'm gonna shoot you with it and you learned all my secrets, because the truth is that Doug had been shooting all of them with this night howler serum and little bullets. That way people would just turn and she could become the new mayor, I guess. She ends up shooting Nick and then he kills Judy, and that's the end. That's Zootopia. Fine, okay, it's not the end. Turns out that what she shot Nick with was a freaking blueberry that from Judy's farm that Nick had been eating, and he didn't really turn, and now they have all of her confessions on the freaking pen, the save the day pen. She gets arrested, Nick joins the police force, then it's the end of the movie. Stupid Zootopia. And yeah, that's Zootopia. Pretty crazy, insane. movie. By itself, just movie alone, like, it's an enjoyable movie. Like, I'd easily give this like a C, B tier of a movie. And that's a new thing we're starting, by the way. We're doing tier lists now instead of stars. I'm gonna go ahead and put our prior movies that we reviewed in their respectable spots. So Camp Rock, I'd put that at a C tier movie. Shark Tales, easily an A to an S tier. Solid A tier movie. Solid A tier for Shark Tale. For Zootopia, we're gonna say this is an easy B tier animated movie. You know, it's very fun, very fun. Jokes are fun. It's good for the whole family. Like, if you watch this with kids, they love it. I don't know any kid who doesn't love Zootopia, especially when it came out. It was a big craze. Yeah, so super good B tier movie. But then comes in the fans, and I'm gonna take that into account with this movie because you can't escape them. First, it's just gross and very disturbing, and it scares me. It's like past the point of, oh, this is funny, and to the point to where they're serious, and I don't like that. Like, no. And so that just Google search that I had to go through to find a thumbnail, yeah, that's gonna bring this down to a solid like J tier. Just as low as the tier list goes. They just ruin the whole experience. But as long as you never search up Zootopia on Google or Bing or Yahoo or anything you use, just don't ever look it up. Okay? Just go to Disney Plus and watch it there. Don't ever look this movie up. Because all you will get is animal porn. Like, comment, subscribe, you know. If you like what I'm doing here, let me know what I should review next down in the comments. If you don't comment, well, then you look how ketchup smells. And peace to the broskies. Hope you have a great one, and bye-bye.
We got history, got me feeling the nostalgia when you look at me. Thinking about what could've happened or what could've been. Finally your face, I know ain't that a sight to see. Take my time, then take your clothes off one more time maybe.